Imagine a world without computers. No smartphones, no internet, no screens lighting up the night, just humans facing problems. Every single day was a calculation. How much food do we have left? How many days until the next harvest? How far is the next village? Before machines. The human brain was the only processor. But it had limits. Memory fades, attention breaks. Mistakes happen. And as civilizations grew, those limits became dangerous. So humans did something extraordinary. They externalized thinking. The first tools of thought. Long before electricity, there was the abacus, a simple frame with beads. But this was not just a tool. It was a revolution. For the first time, humans could store and manipulate numbers outside the brain. Merchants used it to calculate profits. Traders used it to measure risk. Empires used it to manage taxes. The abacus didn't think, but it extended human intelligence. And that changed everything. The desire to automate thinking. As centuries passed, humans kept asking the same question. Can a machine do the thinking for us? In the 17th century, inventors began building mechanical calculators. Machines made of gears and levers. They could add, subtract, even multiply. But they were limited. They followed instructions. But they couldn't adapt. Still, the idea was growing. A machine that could process information. Not just numbers, but logic. The man who imagined the future. In the 1800s, one man saw it clearly. Charles Babbage. He designed something the world had never seen before. The analytical engine. This wasn't just a calculator. It had a mill, like a CPU, a store, like memory input using punch cards, output mechanisms. It was a computer. But there was a problem. It was too advanced for its time. The precision engineering required didn't exist, so the machine was never built. But the blueprint changed history. The first programmer in history. Ada Lovelace. She didn't just understand the machine. She understood its future. While others saw numbers, she saw patterns, music, art, creativity. She wrote the first algorithm designed for a machine. Before the machine even existed, she predicted that computers could one day go beyond calculation and become tools for imagination. Fast forward, the 20th century. The world is at war, and suddenly, computation becomes critical. Machines that changed the war governments needed faster calculations to predict missile trajectories, to decode enemy messages. Human brains weren't enough, so they built machines. Massive machines, filling entire rooms. These were the first true computers. ENIAC, Colossus. They used vacuum tubes. Thousands of them. They consumed enormous energy, generated intense heat, and required constant maintenance, but they could perform calculations at unprecedented speeds. For the first time in history, machines were faster than humans at thinking tasks. The birth of modern computing logic. At the center of this revolution was a brilliant mind, Alan Turing. He wasn't just building machines, he was redefining intelligence. Turing introduced the idea of a universal machine, a device that could simulate any computation. This idea became the foundation of all modern computers, but he also asked a dangerous question. Can machines think? That question still echoes today. The hidden programmers behind these machines were people, often overlooked, women, programmers who configured these early systems. They manually rewired machines, debugged problems, created instructions. Without them, these computers would have been useless. They were the first software engineers. After the war, computers didn't disappear. They evolved. In 1947, a breakthrough happened. The transistor, a tiny device that replaced bulky vacuum tubes. It was smaller, faster, more reliable, more energy efficient. This single invention changed the future. Computers could now shrink, from rooms to desks. Then came the next leap, the microprocessor, an entire CPU on a single chip. This meant one thing: computers could become personal. Two names changed the world forever: Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. They believed computers shouldn't belong only to governments or scientists. They should belong to everyone. Computers entered homes. People began using them to write documents, play games, learn new skills. The computer was no longer a machine of war. It became a machine of life. Then came the next revolution. Computers started communicating, sharing data, sending information across distances. This network became the internet. At first, it was limited, used by researchers, governments, universities. But then, it exploded. Email replaced letters. Websites replaced physical stores. Search engines replaced memory, and suddenly, the world was connected, instantly. Companies emerged that would dominate this new world. Google, Microsoft, Apple. They didn't just build tools, they built ecosystems, and they reshaped how humans live. Then came another shift, smaller, faster, more personal. Smartphones arrived, and suddenly, everyone carried a computer in their pocket. These devices had cameras, GPS, internet, apps, more power than early supercomputers, accessible to billions. Now, we are always online, always connected, always computing. Every message, every search, every click is part of a global system. And now, we've entered a new phase. Machines are no longer just tools. They're becoming thinkers. They can recognize faces, understand speech, translate languages, generate images, write text. They are learning, adapting, improving. The question is no longer, can machines compute? That has been answered. The new question is, can machines understand? We stand at a crossroads. One future, where AI enhances human potential, solves global problems, extends knowledge. Another future, where control is centralized.